Hey everyone, and thank you for joining again. In this video I will show you how you can make this beautiful glitter top here. It is super easy to make and just perfect for your next girls' night out. For this top I will use this yarn here. These are all the details. And as usual, please check out the video description for all the details that you need. I will use a 4mm crochet hook, and as usual we will start with our slip knot. And then we chain. I made 152 chains in total, and the chain will determine how long your top will be, but keep in mind that we will make an additional edge at the end of the top, which will give me additional 8 centimeters. So as I said, I made 152 chains, and I will now start in the third chain from the hook and make half double crochet. That means I will have 150 half double crochet per row, and my side panels will be 85 centimeters long. At the end of the row, we chain 2 for the turn, turn around, and again make half double crochet for the whole row. And now you just keep working in rows of half double crochet. Always make 2 chains for the turn, and then go back and forth like this until your shoulder panel is finished. And as you can see here, I clipped it together on the sides, and I tried it on every now and then, every few rows. I hold it in the middle of my back and in the middle of my front to see if it fits on the sides. And in total I made 34 rows, which is 24 centimeters for me. Now we will clip together all the parts here, and in this way you can again try it on. And at this point I didn't have 34 rows yet, but 31 rows, so I decided here that I will add a few more rows so that it is a little bit larger than this. And this is the final fit. This is when I added the rows. So again, I made 34 rows in total, which were 24 centimeter wide. Now for the lower edge, I already made 17 chains here. And again, starting in the third chain from the hook, we will now just work in rows of half double crochet. So my part here has 15 half double crochet per row, and in total I made 95 rows, and it should now fit around you like this. As you can see, I made it not too tight. This is 84 centimeters for me, which is 95 rows. Now when you have the correct size, you fold it half, and then we will use slip stitches to connect the sides, or the open side. To do that, we will chain 1 first, and now we always poke in the 2 neighboring stitches. This one here and the other one on the other side, and then just make a slip stitch. The first one is always a little tricky, and then poke in the next stitch and in the neighboring one, and slip stitch. The main part looks like this now. Here you should make sure that your last stitch markers are on the same height. For me it's 22 centimeters. You can either take the measure or count the stitches here. And now we will do the same like we just made and slip stitch the open sides together. To do that, we connect the thread again by drawing a loop, then chain 1, and now always poke in the neighboring 2 stitches and slip stitch. And you do that until you reach your last stitch marker here. And quick reminder, for me it's 22 centimeters or 38 stitches. Now, this is where my last stitch marker was. And we will now make little sleeves for our top. To start the sleeves, we will chain 2 and now work half double crochet around the armhole. Now you work all around the armhole and meet me back here. So this is the other end of the armhole. I make my last half double crochet here. And now we look for the first half double crochet that we made. Poke in there and slip stitch to end the round. Chain 2 to start the next round. Turn around. And now again, work half double crochet all around the armhole. In the end, this is how your side panel looks like, and I made 3 rounds for the sleeve in total. After the third row, I ended with a slip stitch again and weaved in the end. Now you do the very same with the second side panel. So slip stitch the open side together and then work 3 rounds for the arm, for the sleeve. In the end, this is how our top looks like. I set my stitch marker here, and now you just take the 2 panels, a little difficult to show because I only have one hand, fold them together, and now you can again slip stitch these 2 sides together. So just fold them, and when you folded them, this is how your top looks like. So now you just slip stitch the sides or the front panels together. For the lower part, we place the edge around the top, and we have the right side on the right side here. And now we grab our stitch markers and pin the pieces in place. And since the main part is wider than the edge, we will always fold the main part like this and then stitch it in place with a stitch marker. Stitch it in place is the wrong word, I think. Fix it in place. That's it. And as you can see here, I always set a normal stitch marker, and then I fold the main part like this, like a little S, and then fix it in place with a stitch marker. The next one will be again a stitch marker where I don't make this S shape. And in this way I will now work all around the edge. And it might be that you have to set your stitch markers again at this point here. It is indeed a little try and error to see what fits best for you and what gives you a nice result. Now I just made 2 stitch markers where I didn't make the S shape. Now when you finish that, you try on your top and see if you like how it looks now. Because at this point, as I said, you can open everything again and correct it if you don't like it. And if everything is fine, we will again slip stitch the 2 parts together. And I will show you how it's done. You can start wherever you like. I start close to one of these S shapes to show you how to work in them. Now you just poke in wherever you can reach. There's no strict rule which loops you have to use or whatever. It's just poking in wherever you can reach. So don't overthink here. Just work along the edges and always slip stitch. Now I reach my first stitch marker where I folded the main part. So I again make this little S shape. And now you have to make sure that you poke in through all these layers. Can be a little tricky, but it is possible. So this is how it looks like. And then again slip stitch. And I will squeeze in a second slip stitch here. Yeah, as you can see, you just poke in wherever you can reach. There's no rule where you have to poke in. But you should definitely make sure that you always make 2 slip stitches in these areas where you folded the main part. And afterwards you just go on with normal slip stitches. And in the end, you just have to weave in all the loose ends and your top is finished. I hope you like it, and if you liked the tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.